doing today? How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Excellent, excellent. So why don't you get started by sharing a little bit about yourself and what you do?
My name is Starla Snead, and I'm the owner of Designs by Starla. We practice the ancient art of calligraphy, and we add to that a hand engraving tool so that we can create customized gifts. I also have two design techniques. One is Zentangle, which is Zen being peaceful and tangle a repetitive pattern. And I also use alcohol inks. So with those two design techniques, I have a line of home decor products.
Nice. So what made you get started in that?
My journey started, it was 12 years ago with the birth of my oldest son. And it was, I was an environmental trainer before that. And so I was used to traveling and just going all over the state. And then decided when my son was born to be a stay-at-home mom. And that was just, it was a huge transition. So I viewed it as an opportunity. Okay, I've always wanted to learn calligraphy, so why not now? So I started, that's where my journey started, was learning calligraphy. So I just kind of became a classroom junkie. And I just really fell in love with it. And our church at the time was very gracious in allowing me to create the bulletin covers. And I did that every Sunday for 3 years. So my best friend who loves note cards says, turn them into note cards. And that's how my business started.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, it's just funny how, you do whatever it takes to kind of be there. It sounds like you're just passionate about being in your kids' lives.
Yeah, that was a priority, and yeah.
It's just amazing what kind of things you can get into to help make that happen, and that's great. That's great to hear.
Thank you. Yeah. So I kind of did that for like 3 years, and then we moved from West Virginia here to Chicago, which was another huge transition. But my most favorite thing about this whole area is the yard sales. I just think they're absolutely fabulous. But I bought a
You're saying they don't have yard sales? There's no yard sales in West Virginia?
They are, but they're they don't have the neighborhood like they have here.
Yeah.
So I bought this little. Pardon?
We spent some time that way, and we were in Maryland for quite some time. And,
oh, okay.
Yeah, so not as many yard sales.
No, not as many. So I bought a hand engraver at a yard sale for like 50 cents.
Oh, wow.
And I put it in my craft drawer. And then my mom calls me and says, can you put your fancy writing in glass? I'm like, I don't know, I have this engraver, let's give it a try. So it turned out fabulous, and that's how I got started in engraving.
Wow. And your designs, just from seeing them last week, are pretty fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, they're really sharp.
Yeah. So it took me a couple of years here to get acclimated, and then I decided, okay, my passion is in the calligraphy and now the engraving, so I started my business here.
So it sounds like you had an interesting journey, and you had an opportunity to kind of tap into some skills that you may or may not have known you had. What gets you most excited about what you do? Like, can you name any experiences that just like gives you that jolt?
Being around other creative people gives me that absolute jolt. I'm currently taking a class now with he's a master calligrapher, Reggie Azell. And we're learning, we're going from primitive techniques. So we're actually writing on vellum skin like they did many years ago, and using, the quills from the goose feathers to write with. And and then we're bringing it forward to modern and using gold, and that's just exciting.
Wow. Excellent. So, so what do you do to kind of, it sounds like you go to a lot of classes and you stay on top of, different techniques. Is there anything you do to kind of stay on top of your game?
I'm a people person, so being around positive people like your networking event, that was awesome. The energy as soon as you walk in, I mean, it just excited you to be around, other successful people who are on the same path, whether
Mhm.
they're, whatever their business is, we're all on the same path. And that always gets me excited.
Right. Excellent. Um, are you into reading or anything else like that outside of your main area of expertise?
The rest of my life is spent scouting. I have two boys, 12
Okay.
and 10, and one's in Cub Scouts, and my husband is the den leader for that.
Oh,
I'm the committee chair for
nice.
my other son who's in Boy Scouts. So outside of my business, that's our life.
Yeah, I can relate. I'm sure most people can relate watching this too. I mean, I think what's really cool about this and what we're doing is, it seems to attract people that are really passionate around their core values. And most of them want to be around their family more. I mean, it's just it's a commitment that they've made. It's not necessarily getting rich or anything like that. It's just, their purpose is I want to be there for my kids, and it's just exciting to hear that you got people out there that are just digging in participating, because that's what it's all about. I mean, I do it myself too. So I love coaching sports. I coach every sport you can imagine with my kids, and it's what it's all about. So that's
Yeah.
excellent. That's excellent. Um, you can't underestimate the energy either of having a bunch of positive and passionate people around you. It's just incredible. So so if you were sitting across from yourself many years ago, and you had an opportunity to give yourself the advice that you've learned over the years, or maybe somebody else that's sitting across from you that says, man, I think I'm going to take up calligraphy and I'm going to go into business, or maybe any other business like that. What kind of advice would you have for those people?
I would say just do it. I had been introduced to calligraphy probably 10 years before, but it looked interesting, but I was focused on my career at the time, so and involved in that. And I look back now and I go, man, if I would have started 10 years ago, 10 years earlier, um, and I would just, I hear a lot of people who say, well, when my kids get out of school,
Right.
and I like to think my kids are part of my business. So if I'm doing something, they help me peel labels.
Right.
This past summer, I was set up at the farmer's market in Yorktown, and they helped me unload the van. They helped me set up.
Mm-hmm.
My oldest one is really into sales, so he'd be like bringing people into my booth. And my youngest one would organize, so if somebody would touch something, he'd go immediately and move it over, where it was. And so, I mean, I really view them as part of my business, and they help and they love it too.
That's great. That's so awesome. I mean, I think a lot of people can relate to that. I know I can.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily a bad experience for them, right? It's not like, oh, you're burdening them with all of these responsibilities. I think personally, my kids, and I'm speaking for myself, but they enjoy helping out.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you have that same experience, but
Yeah, when I decided this year as my marketing plan, I wasn't going to do the farmer's market, and they were really upset. And I was like, I didn't think they enjoyed it, I just kind of felt at the time that, oh, my kids, I have to take them with me, but they really did enjoy the experience. So.
Yeah. I mean, you saw those our little logo creatures floating around
Yeah.
at the event, right? That was a family project. Just a mess all over the place. We were having a good time doing it.
Yeah.
But that's what it's all about. I mean, that's why they call them family businesses, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, that's great. That's great advice. So if I'm snooping around the internet, or I'm on Facebook, or I'm anywhere else, and I want to get a hold of your products and your services, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
I have a webpage, which is www.designsbystarla.com. That features my calligraphy and engraving services. And then I have an Etsy store, which is Designs by Starla. And it has a lot of my Zentangle and alcohol ink items.
Nice. Excellent. So do you have a phone number that you want to give out as well?
I'm sorry?
Do you have a phone number as well that you want to give out, or?
Oh, yeah. 630-754-7346.
Excellent. And so I'm assuming you do a lot of custom work for people?
Yes, yeah, that's
Okay.
a big portion of what I do, yeah.
Right. And so what are some of the occasions that people typically use you for?
My number one is anniversary.
Oh, okay.
And I do a lot of the engraving on the wine bottles. That's a big anniversary gift. And then Christmas also is very big for me. And I do a lot of personalization on ornaments. And the wine bottles, wine glasses are as gifts as well.
Nice. Nice. So hopefully, I don't know if people know anybody that celebrates Christmas, has ornaments, has anniversaries, things like that. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that do. This is the person to contact. So, we're both a part of the Co-Opvertising network. That's how we met. That's where we participate. And you had an opportunity to kind of reach out to the group and ask for some assistance, or maybe provide some assistance. What are some of the things that you'd want to say?
I'm always looking for weddings is also another big item. Not so much the invitations, as though I do them. It's just I'm really passionate about creativity and being unique. So I like to provide those unique little favors that no one else has, things like that. So anyone in the wedding industry is always a good partner for me. Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. And I'm sure there's a lot out there that can help you. As far as is there anything that you can see helping out other people as well in the group?
I think I have a good resource of my network. I think I belong to 2 chambers.
Okay.
Because most of my items I like for people to see. So I belong to a lot of networking groups, and so I think I have a good resource of contacts for other people to help them build their business.
Excellent. Okay. Well, hopefully a lot of people watch this and they say, you know what, I want to get a hold of Starla. She's got what I need, and vice versa. But that's all the time we have for today, and I really appreciate you coming on and sharing your story with us. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you. Can I share what? Are we done? Are we?
No, we're wrapping up.
Here.
We'll wrap it up. But for the rest of you, if you want to get a hold of Starla, we'll see you online, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.